So, where we left off last time, we tried to infiltrate Dark Side, Usobo's main territory. Ooh, we need a spoof transponder. It has mentioned that they're spreading to other areas, so I'm wondering if this map is going to change, which would be a yikes. To be able to go back, we do need that spoof transponder. And we barely made it out. We accomplished nothing. Well, the best we learned is that there was something. There were some people organizing against them. We also found out our stowaway. We got a Kipti. So that's nice. What are our current objectives? Olivera to deliver the thing that we got from Ankita. Nice seeing Ankita. Don't like that she seems to be mixed up with some not so great people again. We need to get the spores from Greenbelt. We need to get back to Dark Side. Well, I guess the best place is to go Hollow, Olivera, Greenbelt, maybe? Rig supply store. Oh, right, feeding the Kipti. I don't have any supplies, but we'll get some. We did want to upgrade our engine. We need 2 more engine components to do that. We're just in a rough situation. We have 2 permanent glitches. Okay. Lane is going to be off our tail for a bit, so we don't have to worry about them catching up, it looks like. I guess we can just, like, loot this person's stash. Might as well as burn our glitch dice, because if we fail, we don't lose anything. Alright. Whatever. Maybe we can get some engine parts out of it. Come on, engine part. Damn it. Maybe if we get a 6, we can get an engine part. What about the rest of the space station? That's right. Okay, we can spend basically 4 dice and get... Okay, good. Could have been negative. All right, we'll end cycle. Let's try and get those 2 engine components, because it says it expands our distance. Ooh. The darkness flows around you, and you know what comes next. Sleeper. The multi-part image of the Overseer assembles itself in front of you. We must intervene in your current course. Intervene in what? The opening of your system has breached a new paradigm. You are dangerously exposed. The voice is somehow both soundless and shrill. As we are sharing your hardware, that means we too are fatally exposed. The individual agent you encountered, we were almost completely erased by their attempts to seize control. The Overseer's 3 heads nod eagerly in agreement. It's Lane. We have knowledge of this name from your memory banks. This is much of interest to us recorded there, though often partially and inconsistently. The Overseer whirs unsettlingly. But yes, we can confirm Lane's role in this vulnerability. It is our understanding that the assumption of inevitability is incorrect. Overseer glows with bright veins of data. But in this state, we cannot operate with full functionality. If we were to be recompiled in our correct configuration, we believe we would be able to calculate a new path. Our aim would be to close the vulnerabilities and reinforce your systems against future intrusion. This would ensure our safety within your system. 3 sets of eyes lock onto you. Would this also please you? How? We do not know. All 3 heads cock at an angle. We are aware we were built with certain capabilities, but we cannot access them until we are recompiled. We are confident to a substantial degree that we will know how to complete the process once recompiled. The 3 heads nod, one to another. Hey, Onyx, welcome on by. Then recompile. The heads revolve thoughtfully for a moment. Without our originating codebase, we cannot recompile. Overseer flickers. You were able to speak with a Solheim systems engineer, perhaps lead engineer Jakob Kadinsky. Perhaps we could acquire it? The heads stare at you expectantly, like 3 partially deconstructed puppies. Solheim's gone. I come to boop you. Well, if you're gonna boop the snoop, there's a redeem for that. And then it does the snoop boops. Yes. The heads nod repeatedly. Of course. The heads continue nodding. We were, of course, aware of this. You look at the fragmented program itself, its systems, unstable and broken. Realize it is far worse off than you, and its collapse is almost inevitable. How could it possibly save you? It is a difficulty. Overseer flicks between poses, but all code bases are held in centralized Solheim facilities. They are Station I-1, the Khan Channel Operations Center, and the Control Center of the HAB-PEP, or Helion Asteroid Belt Photovoltaic Extraction Project. Overseer smiles helpfully. HAB-PEP. That dark side? Overseer immediately latches onto the thought. Based on your memory banks, we believe so. Correct. It occurs to you that this entire conversation is happening within your head. It is an unsettling feeling. Darkseid is a city now. This is true, but its foundation is the HAB-PEP itself. Overseer chirps brightly. We understand that the individual seeking to overwrite you is stationed in the HAB-PEP itself. Overseer's 3 heads separate and turn inward as if in conference. The shattered heads turn simultaneously, unsettling in the directness in which they address you. If you could access the HAB-PEP mainframe without making yourself known, we could reconstruct ourselves and gain the ability to reconstruct you. Theoretically, one of the heads adds. Theoretically, the other 2 heads confirm. Would that protect me from Lane? Theoretically, the heads confirm again. The reassurances of a delusional Solheim protocol are fairly reassuring. But if Overseer is correct, this may be your only option. We feel your doubt, but we must impress on you the importance of this. Please. Overseer's eyes flash, all 6 of them. If not for your sake, for ours. Ooh, I just noticed the 4 points of this triangular prism. Each of them is like, these 3 dots are in like the empty spaces of the heads, and then they all triangulate to a point. That's pretty cool. If you cannot find your way to the HAB-PEP before encountering this Lane, you will surely be overwritten, and we would also share your fate. The heads rotate. We would not like this to happen. We have an incentive to offer. Suddenly, an unsettling fizzing begins at the core of your body, spreading out through your bit limbs. We found multiple misaligned sequences in your altered codebase. We have done our best to correct them. Like a switch flipping, you feel renewed. Your pathway's clear, your process is smooth. A permanent glitch dissolves from your system. The three mindlessly smiling heads of Overseer, however, are less reassuring. We will leave you to recharge, but please, consider the path ahead. You come back to the ragged paneling of the bunks. Somewhere behind your left eye, the ache begins. You envy Overseer for its lack of a body and the pain it causes. But then, suddenly, you wonder if in sharing your body, it shares your pain too. The thought makes you pity the broken protocol, its sense of time and place shattered. Perhaps you share more than you would like to admit. The path ahead begins to take shape. It seems to return to a dark side is inevitable. You'll need help to make that return. Ooh, okay. So fixing that will remove the permanent glitches. Nice, nice. Do not have good dice rolls. These are really bad dice rolls. Great. Just fill up our fuel. Fill up our supplies. Those are both dangerous. Don't want to risk that because I need the engine components. Buying a meal. Guess the best we could do is burn our glitches in here. Nothing else to use our dice on. Not with these low rolls. Oh, wait, we got one more dice. Fitty fitty, baby. Did we get that last scrap component? Hell yeah. Please give me some better dice, game. Please. Good. Okay. All right, we'll get that engine component. All right, let's burn a glitch. Nice, nice. There we go. 8 engine components, baby. Let's upgrade those drives. Wait. Was I making scrap components? Am I a potato? Oh, if there's any error, I need perfect construction. I see. Fuck. All right, let's feed the Kipti. All right. Okay, we have 2 good dice. Let's see if we can fabricate an engine. It's just giving me scrap components. All right. This is a waste. Fuck that. Surya's eye. Ow. Okay. Well, that sucks. Go ahead and eat some food then. Alright, this place sucks. Let's get the fuck out of here. I do want to get to Greenbelt. We'll probably go Hollow, Olivera. Hopefully we can pick up some supplies at Hollow. Ooh, it's a sphere? That's kind of cool. Okay. We feed the Kipti. Okay, we can get food here. Sell processed scrap. Okay. 30 cryo? Payday, baby. Oh, we need that infusion because our funds were getting a little low there. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. Okay, we need to finish exploring here, it looks like. Burn our glitch die. Whatever. Okay. Sell some Solheim data, get a little bit more money. Good shit. So I can get supplies there. Where can I get fuel? There we go. Restock our fuel. Conway Aftermath. What if we help with repairs? All right, we get a little bit of money. Might as well spend a little bit of time here. Feed the Kipti. Always gotta feed the Kipti. And then we feed ourselves. Oh, these damage dice are making me nervous for the next mission we do. And I thought so. Come on! Alright, let's flip another coin. No! We just needed one! I want to know what happens! Aw, fuck. You wake to something soft and furry, rubbing against your nose. You sit bolt upright. The stray kicks off from your bunk and settles on the ceiling. Back curled up, looking down at you accusingly with those big eyes. Sorry. I'm sorry, Kipti. No, come back. Come eat biscuits and bed with me, Kipti. The stray gently pushes off the ceiling with a soft paw and descends to the edge of your bunk, where it hooks its front claws into the mattress pad. Seeing the cat move in a zero-G is still odd. Seems to come naturally to it, and yet its shape is so connected to gravity and weight in your mind. A cat should have the heavy, soft form of a mammal, not the languid, liquid presence of the floating thing in front of you. The stray uses its hooked claws to twist and spin itself, so it softly slides against you with its back, rubbing against your arm and purring. You know what it wants. Scratch its ears. You scratch behind the stray's pointed ears, and the cat pushes its head back against your hand. The stray closes its eyes and purrs. It's funny. Think of how the stray got out here. Perhaps on a ship from the inner system, slipping on at the Eye or Sintra. And before that, its ancestors were perhaps carried out to Helion by Solheim executives who had the power and arrogance to bring a cat into space. But this cat, the one on your ship, was born here. That much is obvious. It's a creature of zero gravity, a being that orbits and glides, not one that leaps and stalks. It pats at your hand, encouraging you to continue petting. It is an animal that is part of your crew now. You can't imagine the rig without her. As you look down at the stray, as nameless and inhuman as you are, the memory returns. The warmth of atmosphere-filtered sun, the weight of flesh and fur, the smell of growing things. You know now what this memory is. Couldn't be more obvious. The memory that crossed the gap of your creation. A memory from the mind that was copied, emulated, to make your own. The memory is, in the end, a mistake. Those who designed the sleepers never intended you to carry the memories of the minds that were copied for your creation. They wanted you to emerge as new beings, offshoots from the branch of a human's life, to be cut short when needed. But mistakes can so often become the most powerful and meaningful of emblems. They can guide a being more strongly than any success ever could. Because at the heart of every mistake is the possibility of change, of a shift in the status quo. You have lived a life of mistakes as much as a life of successes. Look where it has brought you. So you accept the memory. Let it wash over you like the sun. You focus on the stray. As you do, both memories combine. You are stroking both cats, separated by time and space, feeling both sets of sensations in double exposure. This doubling is what defines you. You are multiple, branched, diverse. You make no apologies for this. You know that you will only accumulate more selves, more variants, as you persist. You claim the mistake, the possibility it offers you. You settle in your birth, delaying the moment of waking, of greeting the cycle a little longer, sharing an unspoken solidarity with the stray that is more expansive than any words could capture. Beautiful, beautiful Kipti. Forfeit all material supplies to the Kipti. All right. What do we learn about? Don't pet the cat with sandpaper! Dreamer, no! Don't do it! It's mean to Kipti! Well, I hope you're doing well. What do you mean, fried, Kimball? Our station depends on that array. Voice echoes out of one of the Sunmore poles' cramped bays, tucked up in the ceiling of the hollow. Though you are tired from a shift of cement ceiling leaks in this shattered section of the station, you can't help but listen in. I have been patient, Kimball. Now, the repair's almost done. You're telling me we can't broadcast anyway? The voice comes from a doorway nearby, and as you float past, you glance inside. Spontaneous snuggle blanket. Exactly. Well, the thing is like anytime it loses tracking, it goes to sleep, so. So like anytime I go to drink water or coffee or whatever, it blocks the camera briefly, and so like it starts doing the lost tracking and everything. I wish I could. I need to see if I can delay it so it doesn't trigger as sensitively. Hydrate. Very well then. Delicious. Gotta have your wawa. You see a woman facing away, addressing the back of a man half buried in the guts of some complex machine. I'm sorry, Kimball, she concludes. That just feels malicious. The man, presumably Kimball, mumbles something in response, though you do not catch it through the wires and mechanisms that surround him. The woman quickly turns and spots you peering in through the doorway. She gives you a curious look. Oh. She quickly smiles. Hello. She closes the distance. I'm Cyrene. She offers a hand. I've seen you working on the repairs. She tilts her head. We appreciate your efforts. Happy to help. Pirate radio broadcaster. All right, Cyrene, what you cooking? What you cooking? I want to play to that. I like the sound of that. Cyrene looks over her shoulder at Kimball and then back to you. How do you feel? She pauses, calculating. About the war in the inner system. Corporate cruelty. Couldn't have put it better myself. Did you know that Senate Stat has already started shipbuilding at Cinza? Cyrene watches for your response. Cinza? The snuggle blanket is like a ghost that's too eager to possess you. No, don't let the ghost of comfy blankets take me away, chat. They'll take me down to the Ipiskiji Slumberland. No, I gotta stream. I gotta play games. One of the three sisters in orbit around Ember. She raises an eyebrow. You haven't left the belt, have you? You hear a grunt from Kimball, his head still buried in the machine's innards. It is unclear if it is in reference to what was said, or is just the sound of repairs going poorly. We, Cyrene places a hand on her chest, are the Helion Dispatchers, the only pirate radio station in the Starboard Belt. She lifts her chin proudly. We keep the system up to date on shifts in the system's power structures and the ongoing corporate war, all throughout the voices of the Helion system's own residents. Oh, thank you for your parts. Kimball grunts again. A shower of sparks burst from the machine behind Cyrene. Or at least, we did, before our transmitter got fried. Cyrene looks suddenly crestfallen. Whee! Oh! That looks evil. That's like that feels like the side profile of a Cuphead boss. Because it looks like I had like my horns above and below, sort of like in a mirrored situation. What happened? All that repair work you've been giving your time to? That was all caused by a Conway autonomous munition trained on our scent. Cyrene's eyes flash with anger. A mumble comes from Kimball as he pushes a handful of wiring out of his way. I do know that for sure, Kimball. Why else would it come so deep into the belt to hit the hollow at our broadcast site? Cyrene turns back, hands on her hips. Kimball responds with a shrug. Either way, straight after that attack, we found our gear had been tampered with. Sabotaged. Kimball grunts. Yes, Kimball, or just looted. Either way, we are now quiet. When we are quiet, the war continues, unobserved. Cyrene folds her arms and looks away, defeated. What do you need? Look, we need a new broadcast array. A better broadcast array. Cyrene glances over her shoulder. We don't quite have the reach we'd like. Where you get one, that's another problem. We're talking pre-collapse tech here, not something we can just build ourselves. Kimball mutters something from the depths of the machine. Yeah, Holmes Rock isn't a bad idea, Cyrene replies. Used to be a relay station for Solheim, so it stands to reason they'd have arrays. And then there's the terminal here. Kimball's been bugging at me to dig out some engine components for him to crack open and use in his repairs. God knows what kinds of repairs he'd need those for, but that's what he says. Cyrene looks over her shoulder at Kimball, but receives no response. Both stare at his broad shoulders for a moment, as a thin trail of smoke begins to emerge from the machine. Now, maybe we could do a little fundraising here on the Hollow. What we can get, we'll happily hand over. Cyrene shakes her head. But I'm telling you, it won't be a lot. I'll see what I can do. We'd appreciate it. Hell, people of the Helion systems would appreciate it. She glances over her shoulder. I think Kimball would appreciate it too. You leave Cyrene and Kimball to their repairs, making note of the engine components and wideband array they will need to get back on the air. Hard to tell if the job will be worth your time, but then again, someone as knowledgeable as Cyrene might be a useful asset. Okay, I do need the engine components myself, but I know we've been to a place where we could just straight up buy them. So we'll go ahead and give them the 2 we have now. And then we'll get the array later, just to make sure we don't run into an issue of not having them when we need them. Yeah, let's go ahead and eat. Do some work. Yes. Get a little bit of pocket change. Into the snack. No! I can't believe you threw me into the void, Jaybird. I was trying to align those arrays out there. What you up to? Where's Holmes Rock? All the way over there, bloody hell. A delicious can of Dreki drink. Okay. I guess we're heading to Olivera. Nice catch, chat. You find Olivera exactly where Ankita said it would be. A ragged colony, nestled in a crater on one of the biggest rocks of the shoals. Seraphin gets no response to his initial broadcasts. You find yourself in a docking tunnel, the rig at one end, the colony at the other. There's no idea of what awaits you. I need you to get back on that ship. Keep flying. You freeze in the dark tunnel, a figure in front of you, holding a long gun at their hip. I'm serious. Xander? Your eyes adjust to the dark, and as they do, you see a man, no, a boy, carrying a long dark shape in his hands. I don't know how you found us. You need to leave right now and forget this place. You glance over your shoulder and see Seraphin, his hands raised in front of him in a gesture of calm. Look, kid, we mean no harm. How about you, go run and get someone? I am someone. I'm Xander. He sticks out his jaw. It's you I don't know. Now I'll decide who's gonna do some harm here. He reaches across his chest and thumbs on a lamp he has lashed there. I like this, like, backlighting on him. That's so cool. You blink in the glare of the bright light, shielding your eyes. As you do, you see a flicker of confusion crossing Xander's face. He meets your eye with a look of shock and opens his mouth as if to speak, though no words emerge. We have something for Carmen. You notice the familiar name register with Xander, adding to whatever confusion or question your appearance has provoked. You see his eyes start taking in your sleeper body, his gun drooping a little as he takes his attention off of it. Is this? He looks between you and Seraphin. Are you here for Flint? He pulls the gun closer to himself. I'll be honest, kid. I have no idea who you were talking about. Seraphin allows himself to drift a little forward. So how about you drop the gun and we can all talk like adults? As Seraphin floats past you, he gives you a look that makes you nervous. What are you doing, Seraphin? Are you about to finesse him? He's here to deliver something. I'll stay calm. Xander? The voice echoes along the... I don't know why I'm just in the vibe of giving everyone southern flavored voices. Xander? Voice echoes along the bridge. Xander, what are you doing? Figure appears at the end of the bridge behind Xander. A young woman, clearly older than the boy in front of you. And these two trying to sneak in, Cadence. Xander keeps his eyes on you and Seraphin as he speaks. Saboteurs, maybe? About to send them on their way. Xander grins. I assure you, we are not saboteurs, miss. Seraphin smiles at Cadence. Cadence sighs and glides towards Xander. Stop messing around with that welder. She snatches the gun out of Xander's hands, and as she does, both you and Seraphin reflexively flinch. Cadence looks at the two of you with a raised eyebrow and turns the gun so you can see it better. You notice the fuel tank and welding muzzle. Probably has an effective range of less than half a foot. Seraphin looks at Xander and rolls his eyes. Seriously? Cadence lowers the welder to her side and turns to Xander. Now's not the time. She's got an emergency broadcast from Carmen and Flint. Something's happened. Xander's attitude changes immediately. Turns to face Cadence, putting his back to you as if you just disappeared completely. What do you mean, something's happened? I don't know. They went quiet in the shoals. All we got was a distress signal. Cadence raises her hands reassuringly. Don't get excited. Probably just had a technical fault on their ship. We should check in anyway. We have to get them. Xander grabs the welder back and slings it over his shoulder. In what, Xander? Cadence sighs. They took our only functioning ship. The tender tide's still in pieces in the hangar. Seraphin gives you a nudge, nods towards Cadence and Xander. This is your chance. Forget about us? Xander and Cadence turn to look at you. Seraphin moves past you, approaching them. We need to see Carmen, and seems like Carmen needs our help. Looks between the two of them. So, how about we stop messing around in this dingy tunnel and go get your friend? Xander turns back to Cadence. Them? Really? He rolls his eyes. We're not the only people on Olivera. Must be other ships. You want to go looking? They're here now. Cadence looks at Seraphin, and they are generously offering to help. He smiles sheepishly. Fine. Xander folds his arms, but I'm coming with you. Fine by us. Seraphin shakes his head and looks at you. Come on then. Both turn and head back to the ship, Seraphin whispering as you do. What kind of backwaters Nikita sent us to? He sighs. Kid thinks he's some kind of sheriff. Let's just find Carmen. Seraphin nods. Agreed. What are we talking about? Xander catches up with you and Seraphin. His mood seems buoyed by the prospect of boarding a ship. Wonder how often he gets to leave Olivera. Olivera. Oh, you haven't seen half of it. Xander winks. Wait up! Turn back and see Cadence gliding up the tunnel. That changed my mind. I'm coming too. Give me a minute to grab some supplies. She glances at Xander. Just in case. Seraphin cuts in. I'll give you a hand. All right, sleeper. We'll be there in a sec. He looks at you. You pause, but Seraphin doesn't seem to be waiting for a confirmation, as he and Cadence head back to the dock. You're slightly thrown off by his eagerness to be helpful. This is the first time you've actually seen him be welcoming to anyone coming on board the rig. When you get to the cockpit, you notice Xander looking wide-eyed at the consoles and switches. Cool shit. He grins. After a short while, Cadence and Seraphin come back to the cockpit. All loaded up. Seraphin pats Xander on the shoulder. Now want to strap in there, kid? Xander and Cadence find a place to settle as Seraphin buckles himself into the flight seat. All right. He turns to Xander. Show us where to go. And away we go.